What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd, and today we're going to make a delicious bourbon compound butter to go along with the ribeyes that we're going to throw on the grill. Stick around. Before we even get started, I want to go ahead and acknowledge that I realize that a great grilled steak doesn't necessarily need compound butter, but there's more than just one way to eat a steak. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe this video isn't for you. But I like to try steaks different ways, so let's make this compound butter. Here's what we need: rosemary, thyme, 1 shallot, and 1 clove of garlic. To me, there's nothing better than fresh minced garlic. You can buy the stuff that's in the little bottle, and that's just fine, but I prefer to take a clove and do it myself, if you have the time. And we do have time. That's coming up next. I got dad jokes, I know. Oh, it smells so good. And we've got some fresh thyme. Let's chop that up. Next is our rosemary. Now we've had this cast iron skillet sitting on our blaze grill for, oh gosh, 10 minutes or so. We got it real piping hot. We turned the heat down to medium high. I'm gonna go ahead and add some oil. Use a high flash point oil, like canola oil. I'll spread that around a little bit. So next we'll go ahead and come in with our shallots. Smells good already. And our garlic, rosemary, and some thyme. Let's get that all incorporated. Okay, so there's a bit of a break here. My camera actually overheated, so we're back. Let's get this back to where it was temperature-wise. See, that's already starting to turn kind of brown. I think we're already there in terms of where we need it to be for the compound butter. So the next addition is gonna be our bourbon. So today we're gonna be rolling with some Barton 1792. This is the Kirkland edition. Pick that up from Costco. If you're a bourbon fan, it's delicious as is. Let that reduce down a little bit. Kill off the alcohol. Turn down the heat and just let that simmer. When I say turn down the heat, I just went ahead and turned it off. And once it gets that nice toasty color, starts absorbing some of that bourbon, you know we're almost there. Oh yeah, I think we're ready. You can use unsalted, salted, it doesn't really matter, just whatever you like. All right, let's get this mixed up. It'll take a little bit of work, but since it's 103 degrees outside today in the lovely state of Arkansas, where summer is freaking awesome, sarcasm, then this shouldn't take too long. I mean, look, I like summer, don't get me wrong. It's great, it is. I mean, you can swim, do outside stuff, but once it gets like past 95, does anybody really enjoy it? I mean, it's terrible. Anyway, I digress. All right, we're kind of getting somewhere there. So let's dump in our ingredients from the cast iron skillet. Scrape up all the goodness off the bottom. Dump that right in there. Oh man, it smells good. You can smell that bourbon. You want to make sure you get this good and incorporated so it spreads evenly throughout the butter. And if you want to add some rub, you can. You don't have to. You can add salt and pepper if you want, but I like to go the extra mile. All right, next step. Let's get some plastic wrap. All right, so we're gonna use some of this cling wrap. As you can see, you got a lovely Christmas decoration on there. We keep this stuff around for a long time and gotta use what we got. Plastic wrap is a enemy of mine because it's sticky and it's stupid. But we gotta use it. That's part of the deal here. So as I fumble around with this stuff, I hope that you're a little bit better with it than I am. Just stay, don't screw up. I can't stand you. I hate plastic wrap. Okay, looks like everything's stable. So we're just gonna take our compound butter here, plop it down right in the middle. All right, so next, we're just gonna wrap this guy up. You can kind of smooth it out so that it's in a ball. Looks a little bit better. Just go over like that. Quit sticking. Of course, that's its job, isn't it? You know what? It'd be easier if we did this. And then did one of these. Kind of form it the way you want it to set in the fridge, because we're going to put this in the fridge and it's going to sit for, I don't know, maybe 24 hours because I'm starting to run out of time. I have a deal I have to go to. Anyway, there we go. So like I said, plop that in the fridge for at least 3 hours and then we'll come back and cook those steaks. All right guys, it's the next day. Ran out of time yesterday to cook the steaks, so the good news is that our compound butter has been sitting in the fridge overnight. It's solidified and we're ready to get these steaks on the Blaze Kamado. So today's fuel is going to be Cowboy brand oak hickory hardwood lump charcoal. Love my little tumbleweed fire starters. Boop. Today we're going to reverse sear a few ribeye steaks. Once the Blaze Kamado is up to about 250 degrees, we're going to put those steaks on there and let them smoke until the internal temp is about 120. Take them off, then sear them and add our compound butter. Let's get started. A couple of ribeyes. We're also going to use Rub One Out beef rub. Always have a handy dandy instant read thermometer. Canola oil and a sharp knife. As you can see, we have really good marbling throughout on this guy. Don't really need to trim much. You can't, I mean, you can do a competition trim on these if you want, but we're just feeding the family today. But I do want to get rid of some stuff here. All right, looking pretty good to me. So let's hit these guys with some canola oil. This is really going to help the rub adhere to the meat. Same thing to the other one. Now let's give a generous application of this beef rub from Rub One Out. I put a link to their stuff in the description box below. Normally I'm a salt and pepper kind of guy for a steak, but I like to change things up every now and then. Don't forget the sides. Okay, flip her on over, hit the other side. Good to go. All right, so the Blaze Kamado is up to temp. We're running about 250 degrees. I fired up the Blaze gas grill while we were off camera, got it ripping roaring on high heat. Also took the grill grates that I have, flipped them over on the flat side so that we get good surface area so we can sear those steaks perfectly. Let's go to the grill. These steaks have had plenty of time to sit and absorb all that good rub. So we'll just let these guys hang out until the internal temperature is about 120 degrees. And to show you the setup that I was referencing, this is my Blaze gas grill, and here's my charcoal grates. Got them nice and hot. All right, these steaks are probing right at 125. I missed my mark a little bit, so let's take these off and get them seared. This is gonna be really, really hot, so if you're doing this and following along this recipe, be very careful. Man, I'm telling you, that's some crazy heat. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, look at that sear. I can't get too close. It's very, very hot. So we're just gonna let that go for maybe 30 seconds. All right, let's flip it. Nice sear. Man, that is really hot. See those flames coming up? Those grill grates do a great job of keeping those flames at bay. Let's give it a flip. Nice searing. Good job. We have to work really quick here. All right, let's take this guy off. Got a good sear. All right. Let these hang out for just a second, and then we're gonna get the compound butter. So our next move is to use this handy dandy blowtorch to melt the butter. Oh man, that looks amazing. Let's cut into this bad boy. So let's cut into this, see what we got. Okay, let's give this a try. Look how juicy that is. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Let's go in for this kill. Compound butter. I love you, compound butter. Okay, you gotta try this. It's messy, it's delicious. You get the herbs that come through, you get the richness of the butter, you get a little bit of that bourbon flavor on the back end, along with the seasoning that we put on there. You gotta try it. This is easy, it's fun, and it's delicious. If you like what we've done here, go ahead and like, subscribe, and smash that bell. It's gonna help us out a lot. It'll notify you when we upload new content. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time.